The cat's back in the window. I was right. So, this lady over here seems to be helpful. I've seen you before.
I'm looking for someone they call Riki.
Jesus, who wouldn't know Hinnek?
Hinnek?
That's his real name. I doubt he likes his nickname much.
No, I don't suppose he would. Where would I find him?
Try his folks' house, if you have the nerves for it. The old tanner's a grouchy sod.
And I'm covered in other people's blood, so...
Why do they call him Riki anyway?
Why do you think? Because he's a tanner, of course.
Smells like shit.
What can you tell me about this Hinnek?
What can I tell you? No, he's none too popular. No one cares to talk to him.
Why not?
Well, I'm not the one to gossip, but I heard he keeps bad company.
The band?
What's the tanner like? Hinnek's father?
The less I see of him, the better. He's not exactly sparkling company.
And does no one at all talk to him?
That harlot Adela hangs around with him, of course.
Harlot?
She
I don't know
works
the meaning
as a
of the word.
bathhouse wench. Same thing.
So why don't people like him?
The old tanner's not an easy man, but a son should never let his father down. Hinnek does nothing to help. He's always far too busy with his own affairs, though I wouldn't like to say what those are.
No, we got a fair amount of information out of her. No, I don't want your crappy pretzel though. Did we end up stealing that bread? Yeah, we sure did. Let's see. We don't want to overeat. That's a lot. That's a lot. We'll get hungry eventually. So, let's see. Bathhouse is probably down by the river. That would make the most sense. Tanner must be over there. Okay. I don't feel like sprinting actually makes me run any faster. Alright, that's better. There's supposed to be a nest. I discovered a nest. I guess I don't know where it was. Oh well, doesn't matter. Exactly. Damn you for ruining my stream. I saw it better. It's about what it's about to become. See, there it is. No, I'm sure it's not worth it. Up here to the left. This is it. It's probably here, I bet. No. Not even close.
What are you doing there? Who's there? Who is it?
Oh my god, chill out.
I heard you've been seeing Hinnek, the tanner's son.
So what? Come to preach at me, have you? That I'm a loose woman, a sinner, that I seduce decent men?
I just wanted to ask you a few questions. It's not my business how you live your life.
I'm glad to hear it. Some folk don't care for the way I make a living.
I can
Give her a look at me when she talks to me.
So what about you then? You look a bit careworn. A bath with a bit of company might do you good.
That's not what I'm here for.
Shame. So what do you want to know?
We've done enough getting off the trail.
When did you last see him?
A few days ago, he came to me late in the evening, drunk.
And that was unusual?
I never saw him drink much. He always came to me sober.
So he was acting strangely that evening?
He was
Mind's
strange.
eye.
I had the feeling he was afraid of something. He keeps prattling on and didn't seem to care about you know what. So I threw him out and I haven't seen him since.
Can you remember anything he said that evening?
Oh, I'm not sure. He went on about some fellow called Lubosh who died. That he was regretting he ever got into it, but he never said what it was. And that it wasn't worth it for the money. Aye. And then he was talking about the money. That was very odd.
What did he say about the money?
Just that he had a pile of it hidden behind his house.
I see. What did you say to that?
What could I say? He was drunk. He kept saying I was a fine girl, and other harlots wouldn't go with him even for money. And if I wanted, I could even take half the money and leave. Or he'd go with me, and we could get married and such. All just poppycock.
Poppycock.
Did you go there for a look?
No, I've got better things to do. Obviously he made it up. Where would a layabout like him get so much coin?
Yes, I understand.
Weird.
Did he tell you exactly where he hid it?
Exactly what's that
He
again?
said he buried it at his father's small holding in the western corner.
All right, thank you. Where can I find Hinek?
I haven't seen him in the village for a few days. He must have run off to the woods again.
Does he do that often?
Was he dressed as a cumin?
From time to time.
What the hell does he get up to there?
I don't know.
Sounds like you know.
He goes to the woods from time to time. That smells fishy to me.
What do you mean? There's no law against it, is there?
With all the
Poaching.
footpads, looters, cumans, and God knows what other vermin around, it's not the sort of thing an honest man would do.
But Hinek doesn't have anything to do with those people.
Oh, really? Then what does he do there? I don't imagine he's gathering mushrooms.
I really don't know what you want from me. So Hinek is
Fail.
a bit odd and sometimes he goes off into the woods. So what?
I don't stop and ask the name of every person I kill. It's hard to say.
Where
we'll
can I
probably
find?
I haven't
Does he
fail
do
it
that?
again, but let's
From
try.
time
What the hell does he... Look, Hinek's my friend, and I really need to know...
But I already told you.
So I suppose he just goes to the wood...
Mushrooms, no. More like
So Hinek is a poacher?
well, he was never much of one.
Do you know exactly where he goes? Maybe...
He said he has some hideout in the
Is it true?
What?
Other whores wouldn't go with him even for money?
The other bathhouse girls are honest, so I don't know. The truth is, I felt a bit sorry for him. Folk don't like him, but it's only 'cause his old man is a grouch and a tanner.
So you only felt sorry for him?
Both of us are the black sheep of the village.
There's nothing more between you?
No, nothing. Maybe Hinek thinks differently, but that's how it goes.
I need to know more about that hideout.
I really don't know where it is. I only know when he came back, he usually came to see me.
I see.
Stick a hideout.
Do you know what route he took? At least the general direction. Anything that could help me find his hideout.
I think he usually went through the woodcutter's camp, 'cause he always brought me freshly chopped firewood, and he had wood chips on his boots.
Good. So... Do you know who he sold it to?
He never told me straight up. But who could he sell it to? The innkeeper, I reckon. It makes sense.
For sure.
Fair enough.
How did you know he'd been to the woods?
He always talked about what he caught, and he never came to me at other times. Probably didn't have the money for it.
Alright.
God bless.
Indeed. Let's go check out the house. Maybe talk to his dad.
What? Show yourself.
Show yourself. I'm right here. I'm literally sprinting past you. I feel like you might want to shoot logs down the river or something weird like that. I'm not gonna talk to him. appear to
What
be a
was
tanner.
that noise? Good day to you.
I'm looking for a fellow called Riki.
Sure. Why wouldn't I? That's what they call my son, Hinek.
Ah, you wouldn't happen to know where he is, would you?
I don't know nothing.
Don't you at least know where he usually goes? It's important.
Hinek shows up at home once in a blue moon, so I don't know nothing about where he gets to. Even if I did, why would I tell every Tom, Dick and Harry?
Close, it's Henry. See, I have 9 aggression. Let's try it.
Listen, your son's in serious trouble. I'm trying to help him, and my patience is wearing extremely thin.
Ooh,
If you start answering my questions, this is going to go a lot better for everyone.
Are you threatening me? And I'm supposed to believe you want to help Hinek?
Believe
Sounds
what
like
you
a
like.
fail.
I'm concerned about Hinek, but I really don't much care what happens to you. Is that clear?
Fuck it! I'm not gonna take a beating on account of that good-for-nothing.
So?
There's not much I can do for you anyway. Hinek came here, but he left right away.
Where did he go? You better give me something. You really don't want to waste my time.
Hinek makes some money on the side from poaching. He boasted to me a few times about what a great hideout he found in the woods, but he never told me where it is.
We already
Well,
know
it's
about
not
the
much to
hideout.
go on, but it's... Don't you have any clue at all where he's hiding?
I really don't know nothing about that. I could tell when he'd come from there is all.
How's that?
Because every time he brought some hides for tanning and money.
He had money because he sold the stuff right away.
I suppose. He never kept any of his loot here.
Do you know who he sold it to?
No. But the innkeeper came here now and again and gave him coin. Of course, it could have been for me.
All right, I'll ask at the inn then.
Alright, yeah, it's super helpful. You get lots of experience for threatening you, but... Alright, so he's said the West Holding. I don't know what that means.
Something you're looking for here?
Housing maybe is what the term she used. Just shoved it in there. It'd be kind of funny, actually. Well, it's in there at least. Probably right there then. Alright, let's drop all this loud ass gear I'm wearing. Just real quick. Just lockpick this real quick, no big problem. And of course we're gonna rob him. Shh. Wasn't the stash we were looking for. Alright, the horse said the west part. Which is definitely not over here. That guy sounds like he has a thing I can sharpen my sword on. So we'll have to do that too before we... I imagine we're gonna stab somebody. Hey, Jess. Not as much. I've been doing just a lot more directly stabbing people in the face. It's going okay. It's going okay. But every once in a while, start digging. I don't have a shovel. Shit. Well, this is probably where it is then. I need to find a shovel. I start digging up graves and crap. It's obviously what I should be doing with my life. God, my crap is broken. Alright. Can I actually repair any of my stuff with the armor kit? Let's see. I guess the rest of my stuff really isn't that bad. And some of it needs to be Is it arbor? It needs to be paired with like sewing. My sword's actually not in terrible condition. Oh, is it? I think my wife just downloaded that last night. I don't think she's played it yet. I think she's really excited to try it out. I've never seen much on it. There you are. This, of course, is the only way to properly sharpen the sword. Increase the level and maintenance. Fantastic. It's not great, perfect condition, but it's in pretty good condition. It's considerably better. I'll take it. Alright, so we need to talk to the innkeeper. It comes from the woodcutter's huts, which could be... I mean, this is probably it right there, let's be honest. There's woodcutter huts. That's probably it. Let's go talk to the innkeeper, though, just to say we properly did it. Properly. Yeah, sometimes those are nice. I feel like you never made the perfect choice. Could have always done something a little better. I think I know this. I'm pretty sure I've been here before. Well, here he is. Funny hat.
I'll be with you, good sir.
Yeah, sure.
I want to ask about the courier's son, Hinek.
But ask someone else. I have nothing to do with Riki. He'd only drive my customers
Filthy
away.
liar.
Really? I heard a different story. I heard the two of you do business together.
Who are you, anyway?
A friend of Hinek's. He's gone missing and I need to find him.
I don't know where he is. But if you find the bastard, tell him he still owes me some goods.
It's still pretty threatening. Let's just run him.
I've no time for this. I have to find Hinek and you're going to help me.
Am I now? Even if I did know, why the hell would I help you?
This is a nice alehouse you have here. It would be a shame if anything happened to it.
Are you threatening me?
What do you think? So are you going to talk, or do I have to beat it out of you?
Fine. Let's get to the point then.
See now? Where there's a will, there's a way.
I did some deals with Riki,
Helps have
but I
blood all
swear to
over you.
God, I don't know where he is.
I hear Hinek has a hideout in the woods he uses for hunting game. Do you know where it is?
Not exactly. That is... I don't know where it is at all.
But
But I happen to know it's a dark place, a cave or an old mine shaft.
how do you know that?
Whenever Riki was going poaching, he always came to me first for candles and lamp oil. He brought the game skinned and gutted, so we had to have a light for that.
How much game did he bring you?
Not much, a few pieces. There's no great demand here. Sometimes the gentry has something, otherwise it ends up in sausages.
And do you know of any mine shafts nearby?
There's a few of them around. There's one on the opposite bank, a short way off the path leading from the forge to the west. Then there's a mine gallery to the east of the village, up in the woods above the cliffs. And I heard there's one shaft on the headland close to the water.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Watch you
we're
don't break
best
your neck,
friends now.
though. It's rough ground, and you could easily fall down a shaft.
Heard that before. No. I think just based on what everyone's told me, I know which one to go to. I'm thinking it's this one. Well, no, apparently that's the woodcutter's camp. No, the woodcutter's camp is actually up there and not right there. It seems to be. Perhaps this is the one. Alright, let's go there. Horse. Perfect. Magically spin around, he shows up. Sorry. Come on, horse. No, but finally we made it back to the room. Is that show still being made, or is it all done? I didn't realize it was still coming out in seasons. Horse is always drunk. Whoa. Seems awfully suspicious.
What are you doing here? Poaching?
What are you on about? I just found it here. But you seem a bit suspicious to me, poacher.
Just showing up.
I wasn't hunting. That carcass was already lying here when I came by.
Everyone knows what a troublemaker you are.
I've got myself in a scrape or two, but that doesn't make me a killer.
You're most likely right.
And I have
All
poached.
right. I suppose you're innocent after all.
I'm glad you saw sense. And what were you doing here exactly?
What do you mean by that?
You were picking at a poached animal when I found you?
I could drag you off to Rattay myself and let the bailiff decide. You were butchering the carcass right here on the road.
What of it? A corpse doesn't need possessions.
It'll be easier if you just confess. I think I should go and report you. Now listen to me. I know what happened. I won't leave criminals to roam the roads.
Oh, really? I tell you, if you try to pin something on me I haven't done, the whole fucking province will get to hear of it.
You're a poacher.
What the hell do you mean by that? I won't take any more of this. I'm going into town to say you're falsely accusing me.
Okay, except you were actually poaching. Whatever, lady, I don't care what you fucking think. And I don't know why you think I do. This is 1403. The anecdotal evidence is more than enough to pin a crime on a woman who owns no land. You're literally a peasant. Indeed, here we are. Nice. Now just make that jump. Good horse. Alright, let's check it out. Why'd I take my helmet off? This is not the same sword I had before.
Jesus Christ, what am I to do? Not that I can expect any useful advice from you. At least, you have no more cares.
Need someone to talk to?
Fuck! Don't kill me. I can explain. I won't tell anyone. I swear, I've no one to tell anyway. Just please don't kill me.
I'm not planning to kill you.
You're not one of Runt's men.
No.
Then who are you?
Let's talk it out.
That's not important. The important thing is we have a common foe.
Considering all the enemies I have, the odds of that are pretty high.
I'm talking about the gang that raided the Neuhof stud farm. I know you were there.
I was, but I've got nothing in common with those bastards.
I'll take your word for it, providing you tell me what you know.
I don't know why you should care. If it keeps my neck out of the noose, I'll spill the beans.
That Neuhof raid of yours didn't turn out quite as planned, did it?
He has beans.
Depends on whose plan you're talking about. We were up to it to grab some loot and bugger off. Only Runt's cutthroats was there to shed blood.
What do you mean, Runt's cutthroats?
There were two gangs there, mine and Runt's. We was only there to steal, but they wanted to slaughter everyone.
But when you realised what they had in mind, you didn't have to go along with it, did you?
But we didn't know nothing, even though we were going to Neuhof. They told us to keep watch on the courtyard while they were cutting the horses' throats. Jesus, that fucking vexed me. Their horses was the most valuable thing there. When I spoke up, though, Runt gave me such a bollocking I knew I'd better keep my mouth shut. And when they said we was going to kill anything that moved, then we knew there was no going back.
That gang of yours, what can you tell me about them?
Don't know what you want to know. There was 4 of us. Me, Timmy, Limpy Lubosh, and Pius Pavan. Sometimes we'd rob a place or hold up pilgrims. Never nothing fancy.
I'm sure you did mischief enough. Who led you?
Pius. He was the oldest, and he'd mostly find the jobs for us. Plan them and the like. He got us into that fucking mess in Neuhof, too.
What about the others?
Timmy's strong as an ox, with a brain to match. You got more sense out of a fence post. And Limpy. I've been with him the longest. He's my one and only friend, I suppose.
Ooh. About that.
Who got your 2 gangs together? You must have made contact somehow, right?
Pius. He comes to us and says he's got this prime job. We're gonna rob a farm, he says. That was a big deal, because mostly we just did small stuff. A hold up on the road now and then, nothing fancy. When they told us how much we could make on it, well, we just couldn't refuse.
So Pius knew them?
I suppose, but I don't know where from. We even got paid up front. I should have known from the start it was too good to be true.
Where did the rest of your gang end up?
You saw Limpy, right?
Yes, but he's no use to me now. Tell me where I can find Pius or Timmy.
I don't know nothing about Pius. He vanished in the woods, and I haven't seen him since. Timmy, I reckon, went back to the mill where he works.
Which mill?
The windmill a bit north of Neuhof.
Did you know any of Runt's people?
Not a one. They didn't talk to us at all. None of their faces was familiar either. The only thing I know is they called that huge chief of theirs Runt, and Pius warned us to watch out for him.
I don't suppose you know where they got to after the raid?
On the way to Neuhof, Timmy told me he was at their camp with Pius. I reckon that's where they've gone now.
Did Timmy tell you where the camp is?
Somewhere in the woods. He didn't say nothing more. Thing is, Timmy's got quite an imagination. But Pius roared at him to shut it, so I reckon there must be something in it.
Tell me exactly how the raid went down.
Well, we stormed in from the rear. Runt's people started slaughtering the horses. Jesus, that was bleeding horrible. Meanwhile, me and Limpy had a sniff round the stables to see if we could find anything worth pilfering. And in the end, we got lucky.
What did you find?
Smill, Sir Hanish's groom. I don't know why he was up and what he was doing in the stables, but we took advantage of the situation. Limpy grabs him by the throat and I slapped him round to encourage him to tell us where the money was. Then it all fell apart at the seams. Quicker than you'd believe. Runt comes running up and skewers the groom like a pig for roasting. My jaw dropped. I thought the stuff about killing was just tough talk.
And it wasn't?
No,
obviously.
Not in the least.
What happened then?
I'm gaping at Smill, stuck through and through, and I noticed this boy standing at the other end of the stables. The stupid sod's pointing at us, jaw hanging down to his knees, saying, "I know you." Ron turns to us and hisses, "Take him down." So me and Lubosh start running, because the lad took to his heels. At the same time, we could hear the noise of the skirmish in the courtyard. We caught up with the boy at the next farmhouse. I knock him to the ground, but he bashes me with some piece of iron so hard my head's ringing like a fucking church bell. Limpy grabs it off him and stands over him with his bodkin in his hand, and I start praying. In the end, Limpy just gives him a kick and says, "Beat it, Ginger." And then Run shows up at the gate and hollers that we gotta go, so we scarp it.
What happened after the raid?
We were waiting for that fool, Timmy. Same place as we met them before, so he'd know where we were, right? Stupid fucking idea. But Pius didn't want to leave him behind. Only when Timmy finally turned up, 2 of Runt's men were dragging him.
There was some difference of opinion.
You could say that, yeah. They started on us right away that we were traitors. They knew we'd let somebody get away, and now we were going to pay for it. They started trying to surround us, and we knew what was coming. But Limpy took his bodkin and let that fucker have it in the belly.
Runt?
One of the others. Timmy broke free from them, and we all took to our heels. Luckily, they were so buggered from the raid, they didn't follow us for long. They just shouted that they'd find us.
That's all I need to know. So now what do I do with you?
Well...
Hey, over here!
Murder. Alright. Shh, I'm gonna stab one in the face.
Shut up.
Oh,
Yeah, you're being super loud.
Runt's people. We've got to get out of here. They're too close. We'll never outrun them.
You can see through my neck.
Fuck! At least they don't know I'm here. The 2 of us can take them by surprise.
No fucking way. I'm gone.
Look here. If you run, they'll catch up with you and kill you. And me too. Together, we stand a better chance.
I've killed a lot of men.
Jesus Christ. All right. I suppose you're right.
They're super close. Please let me shoot one with an arrow before it's too late. Oh, it's too late for a stash.
What's going on there? Who's there? The answer to my prayers. Just when I wanted to vent my rage on someone.
Come here, fuckers.
I said straight to hell.
Whoa! Oh, I just fell over. Down a hole. The cave.
What's the matter? Come on.
Nope, don't surround me. Fuck. Stop that. Stop.
You're dead.
You can't back up into my horse. That's not how backing up works. Where's my friend?
You awesome. Bunda. You'll get.
Yeah, not too much I can do about all that. Didn't tell you to... God only knows where he last saved me. Oh, right here.